No, that's not it. All right, there we go. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties for a second. All right, deal. Looks like we got some people pouring in. This, see, we got Ryan Freeman, Andy Thomas, Miss Ashley, Travis, Frank, yeah. Already got on him. Mr. Bill. Ooh. Canes, what are they? If y'all want to keep the score updated, if someone's missing the game, you go right ahead. But who are they playing tonight that everyone's so worked up about?
The Islanders. They lead the series 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they close it out tonight.
Cool deal. In the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm obviously not paying attention. So occasionally I get into it and watch the playoff stuff with that stuff, but I haven't been into it too much this year. All right. So we're going to go over this little exciting, crazy thing that we came up with. And last year I hosted it. This year, Mr. Mitch hosted it, is hosting it. So we can find a better layout here. Yeah, I don't like that one. And, you know, we decided to mix it up a little bit and make it a little more interesting. So I'll let you why don't we introduce everybody, you know, make sure everyone knows who everyone is. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm the director for CKA.
I'm Cody, director of Foothills.
And I'm Mitch, director of CCKF.
All right. And what's the plan? I'll let Mitch take the floor a little bit on how he wants to approach this.
Who's that? Me?
Yeah, it's you.
Sorry,
you.
I didn't hear you. If you'll, first thing we'll talk about the rules real quick. So since CCKF is hosting, everyone is going to fish CCKF rules. I don't think that's a big change for most of the CKA guys. I think the rules are pretty much the same. But for Foothills, there are a few differences. Eric, can you share that? I'm sharing a screen there. So the rules are anybody can go see the rules anytime at Central Carolina Kayak Fishing.com. And then up at the top, you can click on the rules. So some of the biggest differences, I guess, is one, it's a 5-fish limit. It's 10 inches minimum. We did say that you can use an identifier from any club. So if you're Foothills or CKA or CCKF, use your identifier tag. Doesn't matter which one you use. will all use the same tournament ID. For the CKA, if you're double dipping, the CKA and the CCKF will both use the same ID that will be released.
The ID code, same ID code.
Yep. What did I say?
You just said ID. I just want to. We can use.
Oh yeah. The code will be the same. So that'll be released 8 p.m. on Friday. For the Foothills guys, this is a photo of the fish. You cannot touch anywhere behind the rear fins. So no touching of the tail, no pinching of the tail, and also no covering of the eye or mouth in any way. No hand under the gill flap. I mean, the best thing is if you can use a finger, 2 fingers. If you need 5 fingers or your palm, just make sure it's in the center of the fish and nowhere near the rear. The judge for both tournaments, CKA and CCKF, will be the same person. It's Susie, and I don't know how you pronounce her last name. I'm gonna say Roloffs. She's from Illinois. If you've ever done paddle and fin online tournaments, she's the judge for those. She judges. She judges for a tournament trail out there. I was actually shocked, like at how many people know her. Hank, Corey Dreyer, several people from CKA know her. So anyway, she's a good, fair judge. She'll judge both clubs the same. So there's no chance of, if you're double dipping, that your fish would be judged one way in CCKF and another way in CKA. Just made sense to do that. Open. Its mouth is either open or closed. There's no gray area there. It's open or it's closed, and if it's open, it's a 1/2 inch deduction. And I can't think of anything else that would really be different. Cody, is there anything that you can think of that's different from?
No, that was pretty much the big thing. No touching. Glad to see that. Show that pitch. Only the 3 clubs IDs. No other club identifier.
Right.
Right.
It's going to be a CKA.
I know if you're from another club and you need an ID, you can go to this same webpage, and there's a tab at the top called CCKF identifier, and you can either download a single ID or I think there's 6 or 8. You can get a single ID, or you can download a page that has 8. And I'm sure there's an identifier available on the CKA page as well.
Yep.
So if you're from a different club and you just need an identifier, you can download one from any of the 3 clubs. So.
Yep.
Yeah. You said no clip.
We did.
Or so, right? Did you mention?
Oh yeah. No clip in the mouth. Yep.
No fish clips for Foothills guys. Yeah, those are the biggies.
Yeah.
We did release the weigh-in location today. It's posted. I know CKA shared it. CCKF shared it. It's a Bojangles that's just down Highway 98. It's only a couple miles from Barton Creek. I don't have the address off the top of my head, but it is posted on both pages. And the address is in the Tourney X description of the CCKF tournament and on the Facebook event. So should be able to find it pretty easily. We do ask, don't park in the actual, it's a shopping center with a Bojangles in front. Don't park in the actual Bojangles parking. In what we shared, there's a picture just across from Bojangles. There's kind of some out of the way parking that we're going to utilize for the weigh-in.
Yeah,
and I can actually probably on my screen.
Yeah, I'll share that over to our page too. I hadn't done that yet.
Yeah, I got to add it to the Fishing Chaos page too.
Yeah, since we mentioned that, you guys go ahead and talk about the double dip. And
Yeah. To
Either
make it
or.
interesting, well, we decided to do a double dip to raise the stakes a little bit and make the payout a little more interesting and give a little more incentive for people from far out west and even the guys up in Virginia and far out east, North Carolina, to want to come over and take a shot at getting the trophy. So it would have been easier with one payout, but at the same time, we had anglers who didn't want to spend that much on a tournament, and they're all fishing for points in their respective clubs. So this gives an option to make it more affordable to go get. If you're going for CCKF points and you just want to fish for that, you can. If you just want to fish for CKA points, you can. Or if you want to get into the Carolina Classic, you double dip, and all these prizes are up for grabs, plus a few more that Denny added. I don't know if you all saw that. So,
yeah, the one thing I will say, I saw it got posted in the chat by Joey, and I've gotten asked several times. If you are double dipping, you do need to post your fish in both tournaments. So
right.
you'll post it Tourney X for CCKF. You'll post it Fishing Chaos for CKA. Now, if you're going to forget to submit it on both, you better submit it on CKA on the Fishing Chaos, because that's where the double dipper. That's where the actual Carolina Classic leaderboard is going to be pulling from. So, but you want to make sure to post it to both, because let's just say, I mean, there's possibility you could win CCKF, CKA, and the Carolina Classic. That's so you want to be sure to get all the payouts you can get.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to wait until you got 5 fish and upload all at once, you could do that.
Yeah.
I do always suggest that people upload their first fish as soon as they get it, just to make sure that
Make sure you don't
got
have any app
everything right.
issues.
Make
And I
sure
will say, make sure that your apps are up. Go and check and make sure your apps are updated. There was a Tourney X update pushed this week, and as of, I don't ever go into Fishing Chaos, but today it did tell me there was an update, and I went ahead and updated it. So
yeah, there was a new update today for sure. I think there was a couple in the last couple of days. So they're tweaking and making things better. So I think they've done probably 10 or 15 updates in the last month.
Yeah.
So
we do want to thank On the Water Innovations and Bass Trail. Thanks to those two. If you're double dipping, the biggest bass of every hour will get a $50 prize. And then, so that's what, $400 a payout for biggest bass.
Yes.
And then the largest, and then CCKF, we kicked in an extra 100 for the overall largest bass of the double dippers. If you're not double dipping, the $50 an hour or the $100, you can still win the big bass in CCKF and CKA individual tourneys if you're not double dipping. But for the double dippers, the largest bass of each hour and the largest overall bass gets an extra prize.
Yep. And it's by time submitted for the hourly.
Yep.
Not by time you took a picture. So some people,
so if you catch a big and you want to go ahead and post it when you catch it, right?
Maybe, or you can hold off.
You might want to watch the leaderboard and wait an hour or two. Yeah. I get the feeling every hour at like 6:55, 7:55, 8:55, there's going to be a lot of pictures posted. Huh?
Yep.
Being strategic with their submissions. Yeah.
Yeah, I made that work in my favor in Florida when I caught 2 good fish back to back right before the turn of the hour. I submitted one, held the other one, and then so I ended up winning both hours.
So, Andy, it zeros every hour, so I can't even remember what time Lines In is, but let's say Lines In is at 7. It'll be the biggest bass from 7 to 8, and then it's the biggest bass from 8 to 9. And it's like we said, based on when it's submitted, not
Yeah.
when it's caught. So
Yeah, so it'll go from 7 a.m. to 7:59:59, and then 8 a.m. to 8:59:59. So definitely.
at the end of the first period, it looks like it's going to be 3-1 Canes.
Oh, that sounds like an action-packed game already.
Yeah,
We
well, they scored in the first. Canes scored in like the first 2 minutes.
Nice.
normally, like on all of our one-day tournaments, we do like we have an out of the money prize thing. It's sort of something we do to kind of spread the love around. If you're out of the money, we do some out of money prizes. But for this event, last year it was kind of me and Eric, CKA, and Foothills kind of came together, and Mitch was kind of the supporting club, and just come along. And this year, Foothills is kind of in that role of CCKF and CKA doing their thing, and Foothills is just joining on board. But so Foothills will not have any out of the money prizes, but I am going to bring a cash and rod, and anybody at the weigh-in, we'll hand out a few raffle tickets. Whoever shows up at the weigh-in, we'll hand out some raffle tickets, and we'll give away a cash and rod.
Yeah, and this is a good opportunity, since you say that, to thank 4-7 Lures, who sponsors all 3 of the clubs.
Yeah.
So normally at one of our events, each club has first, second, third, and big bass 4-7 plastics to give away. I think we'll all have those plastics at the weigh-in. So I don't know. We haven't decided how we're going to divvy those up yet. If we're going to do it to the winner of each club, or if we just want to do several drawings, and give away soft plastics, or we'll figure that out before the weigh-in. But there are special prizes at the weigh-in that you can only win by being at the weigh-in.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Keep in mind that CKA points it's required that you check in and sign in. So that applies to this event too. So, with Denny, I believe is going to be there. He's sponsoring this event. He put up some stuff. He's got some extra prizes too. For first place, it's going to get the Yakima rod box. That's a $600 plus box. Really nice box. $300 gift certificate for second place off of one of his trailers, or accessories to the trailer possibly, and $200 for third place certificate for on the water. So thanks to Denny for that.
Absolutely. It shocks me how much those Yakima boxes cost.
Yeah, they don't give them away.
It's just shockingly high.
Yeah, so they're proud. They're proud of their boxes.
But beats the heck out of a rod tube, because it's you've got slots for your rods, right? Your rods are much more protected in that Yakima box. I've got road rash, if you want to call it that, on some of my reels just from bouncing around inside PVC tubes.
Yeah.
And,
yep. Yeah, that's one of the biggest bummers of that situation is your stuff gets a good beating for sure in a rod tube. So it's cool of Mr. Romero to kick in a little extra. He came up with that without us prompting him. He just wanted to add it and make it more exciting, and we definitely appreciate it. He's been a supporter of the local clubs here for a while, and he's always treated us very good.
One other thing I want to mention, if you're on the fence about fishing this, sign up early. Make it easier on Eric, because Eric is the one doing the leaderboard for the Classic. So what he's having to do, he has to go look at who signed up for CCKF, and then he has to go look up at who signed up for CKA, and then he has to manually add those anglers to the Carolina Classic leaderboard. And so signing up at 10 o'clock on Friday night is going to make it tough. That's Eric's still got to add you to those. When you do sign up, if you can shoot either Eric or I a message and let us know. I'm keeping track of it right now the best I can. I was telling them that as of right now there are 32 anglers signed up for the CCKF tournament, which is really good. That's 32 on Tuesday. I don't know that I've seen that many times before. There are 24 signed up for CKA, and there are I've got 23 total anglers in the Carolina Classic so far that are double dipping. So if we can, just if at all possible, sign up early so that especially if you're double dipping, sign up early so that Eric can manage that, getting you in the Classic leaderboard.
Yeah.
What is your cutoff time for CKA, Eric, for registering?
I believe it's midnight on Friday.
It's the same with me. So I didn't know if we needed to mention, I didn't know if I needed to tell my guys to be 2 hours earlier or
I'll check it
what?
right now to make sure.
I used to keep it open until 5 o'clock the morning of the tournament. And I had anglers that consistently signed up at 3 a.m. And
Yeah, that's the way it's set up right now. I'll change that to Friday at 12 though, because I'm going to be camping, so I definitely don't want to be trying to make coffee at 3 a.m. and figuring that out.
yeah, absolutely. It's not quite as bad when it's just a regular club tournament because at least they're in the app.
Right.
Where it gets me is I have a list of all the anglers before I go fish the tournament. I have all the anglers listed so that when I get to weigh in, I can use the number auto generator to draw for the door prizes.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Cody does. Cody actually sounds like he does it smarter than that. If you're just giving out, if you're just drawing a number when you get to the weigh-in, right? You're
little raffle tickets.
I need to buy a roll of those raffle tickets
They'll last for a while too.
Because I spend, I everybody has a number, and then I do that random number generator on the phone, and inevitably I'll hit 10 or 12 or 13 guys, that don't show up to the weigh-in that would have gotten a prize, and I have to spin it again and again. And that's that's also good for you guys that are not coming to weigh-ins. I guarantee you've missed a door prize.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee it because of how many times I have to say, well, that guy's not here, or I call a name and that person's not there, and I have to jump to the next one. And I know it happens with CKA but Cody's got it figured out. So he's more efficient at it than we are.
I learned by watching Hank do that at the class.
Well, CKA figured it out because if you're going to get points, you got to show up for the weigh-in, which is, the logic behind that is, hey, we work hard to get these sponsors, and the sponsors get the majority of their visibility at the weigh-in, right? When you announce this sponsor is giving away this prize.
Yeah, that's right.
And if so they like us to have a lot of guys at the weigh-in because they get the most bang for their advertising buck.
Right. Yep.
So,
And it's good to, it's also good to be around your fellow competitors and stuff and have faces with names and not just, sitting
and I will say too, I apologize to guys because I see all their names online, even on Facebook and on the app. And then at the weigh-in, it's everybody knows my name. And I feel stupid sometimes. Like I know your face and I can't think of your name, but it's like everybody remembers the tournament director's name, but the tournament director has 50 guys or 60 guys, right? Or 60 names to remember.
Yeah.
And it gets tough. So
it is. It's very tough. It takes me forever to remember people's names. I've always been terrible with it. And now it's, like you said, 60 people, not just a couple that you got to remember. So it gets to be a bit much sometimes, but it's not too bad. But I just wanted to, when I showed that screen, I just wanted to point out that if you go to the Angler roster, you can open this drop down menu. Whoops, I'm clicking the wrong screen. And select Carolina Classic. If you're in both and your name isn't on there, just let me know, and we can add you quick.
Yeah. Self. What's the word I'm looking for? We're kind of take some responsibility on yourself. Don't just sign up and we're human. We can miss something. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
go behind us and double check and make sure you're showing up.
Yeah, for sure.
So couple things to mention. I'm getting there so I can call it out confidently.
I wanted to speak of sponsors when you brought up 4-7. 4-7 is going to show up and set up a table.
Yeah.
And have plastics and stuff for sale. So
Nice.
bring some coin, buy him some stuff, buy some stuff. He's got really good prices on his plastics and they're really good stuff. So
yeah, definitely support him. He is he sponsors all three of these clubs plus Port City plus Upstate, the South Carolina Upstate Kayak Anglers, and I know there's more. He's sponsoring some of the individual YouTubers, so like Abide Fishing and some of these other guys. He's some of them even now have custom colors that you can buy through him, but it's those guys' colors.
yeah.
So just to remind everybody, your launch time is 6 a.m. Lines in is 6:20. So you got we're giving you 20 minutes to get as far away from everybody else as you can. Lines out at 3:20. Upload deadline is 3:40. So that's 20 minutes after lines out. But Falls Lake doesn't have a lot of dead areas. If you end up in one, just plan appropriately so that you can be back to where you have cell signal, before 3:40. And then the weigh in is at 4:30 at the Bojangles at 1425 Brogden Woods Drive, which is called Wake Forest, but it's funny to me because it's actually closer back. It's headed back towards Durham. It's like on the corner of 98 and Old Creedmoor Road, I think.
Yeah, just west of 50.
Yeah.
It's pretty close to the 50 ramp, the Rolling View ramp.
Yeah, it's really close to those.
It's a pretty good central location. So,
Has any of you guys been on Falls recently?
nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there. I'll fish Thursday and Friday. I'm gonna check out some stuff. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm just gonna be able to go a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon because I got to work. So.
Yeah, we'll be there Thursday. We're staying at Holly Point, spot 112, I think.
Nice.
111.
I know there's several guys camping at Holly Point. Same as you. There's several of the CCKF guys and are going to be at Holly Point as well. I think they're somewhere in maybe the 120s, somewhere around there, some of their sites.
There's a couple CKA guys there too, I believe.
Okay, Drew. Pre-fishing cutoff was 30 days prior to the tournament. So, if you've been there since then, don't let us know.
Yeah, right. Dontrell asked if there's no boat tourneys on Falls. There is one out of Ledge Rock. It's the high school tournament that comes from the East Coast, I believe. They were there a couple of years ago when we were there in April too. It's a pretty good sized club, but shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. I don't know about any others. That's the only one I know of.
I know the high school tournaments, if it's the same one, I've been to Tillery twice. We did it one year, and then the very next year we hit it on the same weekend as them again. And they've got a pretty good turnout. The difference though is Falls has a lot more boat ramps than Tillery.
Yeah.
Almost everybody that day was launching from Swift Island. And
Ryan says the Carolina Bass for Cash Trail. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So there's a couple.
The good thing is we typically launch before they do.
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes they get a little antsy and they'll take off pretty early, but I've always found like even like in Ledge Rock, like guys showed up there last time there was a big tournament there and fished, and everyone but like two took off out of there and left. So
yeah. Because it's probably a pretty safe place to launch is actually Ledge Rock because nobody wants to fish right there at the ramp. They'll all be. Yeah,
they all want to take off to go down somewhere else. So. The only ramp that's usually bad if there's a tournament is Barton's Cove. I think that's the worst because you got that narrow channel through there, and
Yeah.
there's no getting away from wakes, and it's just
Our last year, our tournament at Falls, we had an angler that actually got swamped. There close to Barton Creek, bass boat, just did not try to dodge him at all, and rocked him pretty hard. He didn't go over in the boat, but he did lose some gear. Some of his stuff fell out of the boat. It rocked him so hard. So just if you have a flag, fly it, and if you have a light, have it on. Make sure you follow the North Carolina laws anyway. So if you're launching before safe light, you need a minimum of a 360 light.
Yeah, that's the CKA rule, mandatory 360 light. So
the one thing that none of us want is somebody flipping or getting hurt.
Yeah, and it's not because you're an idiot. So don't think, well, I know what I'm doing. I'm not, I've got it handled. It's these other people that don't. I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a boating accident at Harris not too like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Flat out at night, ran right into one of the concrete.
Yeah, running wide open at 3:00 in the morning, and they hit the concrete. One of those power lines going up towards the bridge. They hit the concrete base.
So sometimes it's not how smart you are; it's how dumb everybody else is, and that's what you got to prepare for. So.
Oh yeah.
Any more questions in there?
Looking through comments. If you are at the south or north end, plan to leave a little early. It can take 30 minutes. I'm assuming that was Hank. I'm assuming maybe he's talking about Hank, are you talking about getting to cell signal or getting to the weigh-in?
Yeah, he hit wherever little puddle he found to go fish in. He'll be out of cell range, I'm sure.
Someone did tell me that Falls was a little low. I've not looked up any water levels lately. Yeah, someone will. I'm sure we'll have some Yak Attack stickers.
Yeah, I have like handfuls of them. So
yeah.
There was. We do. I don't know about you guys, but they're still waiting on Yak Attack. But I did hear from John from Yak Attack. I spoke to him at the national championship. He did bring up that he's going to get to those and try to get us all our stuff.
Yeah. So that's one thing I was about to touch on. So, how primitive? Steve Simpson, Purnell Road canoe launch is very primitive. So primitive, in fact, that if you have a native kayak with landing gear, I would not attempt it because you will bend the landing gear. What's the other brand? Boondocks. The legs on Boondocks seem to be a little more robust. But you launch from the side of the road and you go down a hill that's beside a bridge, and it does have a good sized rock, down there, and you'll be in the dark when you're launching. It's not an easy launch. I know I'm not even going to attempt it.
You'll be there by yourself. Sounds like you'll be there by yourself if you decide to.
No, lots of guys will launch there. I promise. Several guys will launch there. I did it when I had my Slayer. It was a little bit lighter. I would do it. There's no way I'm taking a Titan X over there. Kind of the same. Highway 98 is a much more tame launch. The problem with the old 98 is you park in a gravel parking lot and there's a gate, and it's approximately a quarter mile down an old paved road downhill to the lake. It's very easy to launch there. After being on the water all day, you've then got a quarter mile uphill to get your boat back up to to that gravel lot. And with the Slayer, I stopped 7 times to rest going up that hill. actually this year I thought about launching there and then partnering with someone else so that we could launch there. Like one of us have our truck at a boat ramp, and then we launch there, and then we could shuttle each other back and forth, but not like launch there, but not take out there. Like I thought about that, but that's also the cicadas are poisonous at Purnell Road, according to Joey Sullivan.
Oh,
So from what I understand, the lake is closed. Pre-fishing was cut off 30 days ago, and there's poisonous bugs at Purnell Road. So a lot of stuff to look out for.
you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful for sure.
I'm assuming some of you guys have cicadas. Where I'm at it in Sanford, I've not heard any cicadas yet, but I've seen like news reports of, it's terrible in some places. Maybe they just haven't come out fully here yet. So Alex Sterling said there's Jumanji all out there. So. When you don't fish well,
Drewby snacks are going to be banned too, I think. No Drewby snacks being thrown.
Steven said not any in Moore County either. But Hank said at Murray they were deafening. So
yeah, it was crazy. Sorry, Mr. Hoover, I'll call you back. Yeah, it was crazy out there. I wasn't sure if it was frogs or cicadas. I was going to actually text, but I wasn't sure if we were allowed to. I was going to text Hank to ask him if it was cicadas I was listening to.
I've had 2 registrations since we've been on this call. Another important thing to announce concerning the Hurricanes. They're not showing the score right this minute. If the Canes win tonight, you need to go on to your Chick-fil-A app and claim your free chicken sandwich that you can have tomorrow. So, and CCKF, Chick-fil-A is a sponsor of ours. So, that's non-fishing related, but it's another perk, right? We can get a free sandwich if the Canes win. So, but you have to claim it tonight, and you have to claim the reward tonight, and then you have to use it tomorrow. So.
Nice. Just the best tasting sandwiches are those when they're free.
Yeah, for real.
See what else is going on. We get the our May 2024 is up and signups ready for that. If you guys want to get into that, actually best 20 fish throughout the month. So that'll this weekend will apply for that. The KBF is doing the Mayhem, which is double qualifications for all events from ambassador clubs and from monthly tournaments. So we'll be double qualifying everybody for that on Saturday as well. So for the national championship next year.
What's the AOI races looking like in the clubs?
Oh, it's looking good. Looking good. It's pretty interesting.
Are you winning?
I ain't winning nothing. I'll pull that back up.
Oh, I was looking to see. We've only had 2 events.
Yeah, you had a rain delay on one.
There's 10 points separating first and second after 2 events. So
Nice.
Yeah, looking the wrong thing. Here we go.
Another 10 points to third. So within first, second, and third is the total spread's 20 points.
Nice. Yeah, we're pretty tight here. Justin Fairclough's been tearing it up so far this year. He's having a good start. Don Trell's right up there competing. Drew, it was nice to see some different names up at the top out there. We get to the down not too far. You get back into Will Lambert still on fire. Mr. Robert Miller's having a good year. Then you get Brian Chokus, of course, up there. Joey Sullivan. So it's
Brian in top 7.
Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah,
we got good stuff going on.
we do ours by total inches, which will
Mhm.
make
I
it easy to
gotcha.
calculate. And
That's
you
how
can,
the monthly is for us for the points.
yeah, I mean, especially for like an event like this, it's easy just to pull it over and add up the inches, but you can people can make a big jump in an event if somebody doesn't catch a limit but right now I think Caleb Davis is 20, I think almost 20 inches ahead from second place.
Nice.
Got 2 wins out of 3 tournaments under his belt, and he didn't make the TOC last year. He just barely missed the TOC, but he's having a great start to the year over here.
Started strong this year, huh?
Yeah.
So we have a few minutes.
While we've got all these people watching, I'll take a minute and plug Cody's charity event coming
yeah.
up in July.
With that.
Some pretty cool stuff they've got going on. They've got a lot of sponsors donating. So the first 120 people that sign up, and is it July 13th?
It's July 13th. Yep.
July 13th. The first 120 people that sign up are going to get a swag bag that's worth, I don't know, it was like $200 or.
Yeah, it's $200 at least. We're still adding some stuff to it. I mean, you're gonna get 100. You're gonna get a good pair of Wiley X sunglasses. I mean, I think those start at like $125 just for.
I was going to say, I think those glasses alone are worth more than what it costs to join the tournament, like 3 times as much as what you're paying to join the tournament.
$40 entry fee.
And,
I mean, that's thanks to Wiley X. But you don't even have to pitch. You can just sign up and get your swag bag.
Yeah, just sign it. Just sign up and then get a swag bag and don't fish.
I mean,
now the charity is something about homes for veterans.
Yeah, it's the Purple Heart Homes, and that's a charity that was started about 20 years ago out of Statesville, North Carolina, and now they have a chapter in every state in the U.S. All 48 states, lower 48 states have a chapter, and the one here locally, they support the least of the least, really. I mean, their main thing is they build tiny homes for veterans.
Oh wow!
So they help with other stuff too, building decks and retrofitting houses for people for disabled people. But they build a lot of tiny homes out of their Statesville location. And it's about $40,000 to build one tiny home, plumb it, wire it up, get it completely set up. And John and Fenway, they've really knocked it out of the park with that whole deal. But definitely a great ROI if you guys want to you can search Purple on Tourney X and it'll bring the tournament up. And like I said, first 120, sign up, get that swag pack, Wiley X sunglasses, Richardson hat, T-shirt, some fish grips, some Berkeley baits. I mean, at least a $200 value. And like I said, we'll ship that to these people. I mean, at your cost. If you sign up and you can't make it out to pick up your swag bag, drop us an extra $8 or $9, and we'll ship that to you, and you get a nice little pack for $40, and you're supporting a great cause. So yeah, thanks for plugging.
Is that one big link? Because it broke it when you posted it. It broke it into like 5 posts in the comments.
Yeah, what the heck happened there? It's the way the Facebook share link thing, whatever. All right, hold on.
Is the event on one lake or is it multiple lakes?
Yeah, it's on Lake Norman.
Okay.
On July 13th, and we got top prizes a boat, and overall winner's going to go home with a Falcon 11, and plus some other stuff, some fishing rods, some reels, all that's in the description of the tournament. And we're going to do a raffle too for an additional kayak at the event. Like I said, John and Fenway, man, all I've done is cheer them on. They put this all together, utilizing all their connections and resources and pretty crazy stuff at the amount of money that they've already raised. And 100% of it goes back to Purple Heart Homes. But
So I
we'd love to
encourage,
have you out there. Donate
yeah,
to it.
I encourage everybody, but I especially encourage the CCKF guys.
Motors are
sign
allowed
up-
for that too.
Do what?
It's not motors are good on that event. We're going to let motors be legal for
Oh,
that
yeah.
event.
Well, I was going to say, even I just encourage everybody, even if you can't fish it, CCKF has our Raleigh Rumble that same day.
Mhm.
But I do encourage our anglers, like, hey, if you can spare the extra $40, sign up, even if you can't fish it, just for the charity of it. So
I appreciate that, Mitch. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good deal. I tried to share the link. I don't think the link was working from the website. Though.
Yeah,
So,
it's over on the Foothills page, and like I
Yeah.
said, you can search the tournament in Tourney X. Just type in purple, and it'll bring it up, and all the details are there.
okay.
Pretty cool.
The
Got
other-
a category for veterans only. So two
Nice.
separate categories: top 5 over here, top 5 veterans. Yeah, I appreciate y'all letting me mention that tonight. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes with it, but I appreciate it.
No.
Step away, man. That's what we're here
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
And the kayak community, I don't know, they just the time we're living in right now, veterans are viewed in a different light than they have been in some of the historical times of our country, right? There's a lot of support for veterans, and the kayak community seems to embrace that in a big way. Lots of kayak things sponsor veterans or causes for veterans, and there is an event coming up, Memorial Day, on Falls Lake, I believe. It's another veterans kayak event. I know that Frank Rosnos, who Roz Team Fishing is one of our sponsors. It's a 501k that he's involved with. So he's they're doing that. It's a Tourney X tournament. So, and then the other thing I was going to say too is, hey, keep your eye out for Port City Kayak Anglers, for Motor Mountain Series. There's several clubs that have started up in the state. Port City is Wilmington based, so they're getting a lot of saltwater stuff. But if anybody, hey, check their schedule. If you're going to be on vacation and you're going to be in that area and they're having a tournament at the same time, give them some support. Daniel that started that has fished CKA. The Motor Mountain Series, they're just good friends of the kayak community as a whole. There's a podcast that they're involved with, and there's lots of things to support right now. Lots of outdoor industries are hurting because we're in this post-COVID, kind of like a post-COVID depression for the outdoors industry. Everybody went and bought kayaks during COVID. Everybody went and bought fishing rods or whatever equipment they bought to be outdoors because they were locked in their homes. So boats. And so now, like boat manufacturers are not selling many boats because the used market is flooded. Same with kayaks, same with just fishing rods in general. Cashin supports all 3 of our clubs. I just heard through the grapevine that Cashin's sales, have taken a dip because it was just so strong through COVID. So they're supporting us. So if you're looking for a rod, if you're going to buy a new rod, at least go to the site and shop around and see if they've got something in your price range. They've got several different lines of rods that are that start at $100 and go up to $300. So
yeah, they got to 20% off. You can do a little survey on their website right now and get a 20% off. So.
I've taken advantage of that. So
yeah, that's big savings on some of their rods.
20% of 300s, that's $60 off, right? So, but 20% off 100, still $20 off. So that's I got a new jerkbait rod, and I actually went up a series from what I was planning just because I got the $20 off.
Nice. Nice. My favorite rods are my Cashin rods, and then the rod shop that supports us. I got one of his rods. That's my other favorite rod. So, and it's not just because they sponsor. The Cashin rod was a favorite rod of mine before they came on board, and that rod I got from the rod shop was just happened to be perfect for what I needed, and it works just awesome. So it's great.
Well, the
stuff.
funny with me is I knew Matt Cashin before I knew that Matt Cashin made fishing rods.
Nice.
And when I met him, I had no idea that he was in the fishing industry at all. I mean, it was several months later. Another guy was like, "Have you tried one of Matt's rods?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, he started off with a lot of inshore type rods. What's the big announcement on Saturday, guys? We're just teasing that till the weigh-in.
You're gonna have to show up. That's a little way to get people to show up so we can talk about that. So,
yeah, we will. I guess we could say it does deal with the third Carolina Classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
2025.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have talked to some of the other clubs and trying to see if they're interested in hopping in on this, including Port City and all those guys. So this might grow a little bit by next year too. So could be interesting for sure.
No more pre-fishing allowed and no forward-facing sonar.
Here we go.
And you got to manufacture. You got to carve out your kayak from scratch. None of this plastic stuff anymore.
I think we all probably are familiar with Greg Blanchard, and we watch Greg Blanchard, and they're fishing this Yakka Bass series out in California, and they allow no pre-fishing on their tournaments for 30 days prior to
I would love that.
tournament. So maybe it's related to that, maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? But it's definitely about the Carolina Classic. So.
There is
nice. Yeah, here we go.
The North Carolina kayak ranking at Bass Trails is put together between Hank helped me start this up and get it rocking, and Matt Ortenzi's actually been helping with gathering some data, and so we've been getting this going for the second year, and we're also going to add Virginia. Will be popping on this year. They'll have their own ranking, and we have a national ranking too. So,
so this is 2024 to date.
This is up to date as of this past weekend. So, Mr. Will Lambert's in the lead. He's the winner from last year. He's there up there. Brian and Justin right behind him, and some other guys from, Caleb, which Cody just mentioned. He's up in there.
And this is just like North Carolina tournaments, just so people don't lose their minds.
I've had the conversations with the guys from the city, and it's not anything that was meant to be against
not at all
or anything. It's just to make
tournaments
best in the state. It's going to be based off the state, and that's the fairest way to make it. So I'm also looking at doing the South Carolina version. So we'll have a South Carolina version too, and it makes it interesting to see how people shape up and how they stack up against everybody in the state who does the best overall.
I enjoy this.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm glad it's just North Carolina tournaments, because just think about like where Wyatt Hammond would be at this point. Like if we're counting a North Carolina angler that's fishing outside the state. He's just been on fire since the end of last year.
Yeah, so this does include Queen City events, but just the North Carolina ones.
Yeah,
that's right.
And the whole point of this, I've had the discussions with everybody, was this is to promote people to fish with everybody. Get more attendance. You get the more clubs you fish, the more chances you got to rank up on this. And it's just bragging rights and a trophy, and it's a good time. It's fun.
Yeah. Who was the
Well,
reigning
I
champ
You
last
see
year?
some new names and stuff. You see different names and see how they stack up throughout how they fish throughout the year. So it's pretty good.
Will's a
Will.
good example of that, right? Because he's not in neither trail he's fishing has had 4 events, but he's got 4 top 10s. So I mean, it's because he's had top 10s in 2 different trails and 2
Yep.
events in each one. So
Yeah.
He's our reigning champ, North Carolina Bass Trail champ. Will.
Yeah.
Did he win it last
year? He did. Yep. He got the first trophy and looking to get himself another one.
Yeah,
They did
right
do a
there.
national when you see Wyatt Hammond there up on the national scene in 3rd place.
yeah,
So
in 3rd. Yeah.
Mr. Jody Queen, Rush
Jody.
Knight is a typical big names up there. And again, Nick Huddleston. He's someone that everyone
Yeah,
knows.
Nick-
And he did well making the USA team, which congratulations
Yeah.
again to him for doing that. That was a good job. Good job down there. Jake Suvak, I think, made the team as well.
Did, yeah.
Yeah. Good deal. So that was going, and that includes all the 3 major trails, Bassmaster, Hobie, and KBF. So and that's that. But
Cool.
yeah. So, and as far as that goes, with all our leaderboards that are all insane this week, the Carolina Classic is the points that will get points for the Bass Trail rankings. So it won't be CCKF or CK. It'll be the Classic.
So you got to be double dipped to
You're
get.
gonna be double dipped if you want points. So.
Not that I need to worry about it, but
Hey,
I
you
know
never
what you
know. It's still early in the year. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time.
I'll tell you, it's been nice so far this year having the guest judge. So I made a deal with Susie. She's judging most of our events, and then I'm judging their events out in the Illinois area, wherever those events are. But it takes a lot of pressure off of me on a Saturday. I mean, there's still some administrative stuff. It's still not like fishing someone else's tournament where you're totally free. But it has taken a lot of pressure off of me to the point where I actually signed up for, like, hey, I'm gonna sign up for AOI because I've got less pressure on me now. So maybe I can actually concentrate on fishing a little bit.
Yeah, we did that with Hudson Valley up in New York. They do our stuff sometimes, and we'll do theirs. And yeah, same deal. It's nice to have that.
Yeah.
You get a good judge. Everything's going to be handled. And you
Well,
can just focus on.
I've got a good judge. I feel sorry for the guys fishing in their tournaments when it comes my turn to judge.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun being on the water than sitting at the house judging fish, though. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. Especially at
And the worst is when you're on the water and judging fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tried to fish an event a couple times where I said, okay, I'm gonna stop every 30 minutes and judge the fish that have been submitted, and then go back to fishing. And then it just doesn't work because some of these guys are turning in fish so fast. So,
How do you handle your judging?
Yeah, we've got an outside judge helping us this year for the one day. I still do the monthly stuff, but yeah, I mean it's so nice not to have to worry about that and not have to worry about it after you get home or get off the water. Sit there and judge 200 fish, and people are getting their fish verified throughout the day. I know the people who sign up, they enjoy getting their stats in doing that. But yeah, just not to have to come home and judge freaking 200
well, my
fish.
biggest worry was always, if they're being judged in real time, hopefully they're taking multiple pictures of a fish, right? So if there's an issue with a submission, they've got time to fix it. But if you're judging, after the event's already done, and they've got no opportunity really, I have before say, look, this picture, do you have a different picture of this fish? Because the one you submitted, is either going to be DQ'd or, you're going to have a penalty. And at times they've had multiple pictures on their phone, but there's plenty of times when they just submit the one picture and that's it. So The piece of advice for that is always take a couple pictures from different angles, because you just don't, even sunlight reflecting off a catchboard sometimes makes it where you cannot judge the length in a picture clearly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I get docked a half an inch for not being able to verify if I had an open mouth on one of my fish on Saturday.
Shadow.
Yeah, the shadow was too dark. So, yeah, that was a bummer. But I ended up getting disqualified because I didn't have my running lights on in the morning anyway. So,
say that again.
I got to know they disqualified my day one fish because I didn't have my running lights on.
I was wondering where you went off the leaderboard, so that answers it. Like you were, early, you were way up there in the top, and then I looked later, and it was like you're not even on the leaderboard. And I was,
yep, yeah.
Wow.
So those are the fun 2 calls from Vinny, So
Yeah,
that was not the calls from Vinny I wanted, But it's that was both my fault. So you gotta suck it up and deal with it.
That's right. And you know what?
I'm looking forward to fishing and not having to worry about anything. This will be the second tournament that I've fished in 2 years, I think, where I hadn't.
We're glad to help you out with that.
Yeah.
There you go.
But talking about the DQing for Eric, and I think all 3 of us would agree, that's as tough on the judges as it is on the angler. Like the last thing I want to do is tell you that I have to knock a half inch off your fish, and it just kills me to have to. I look for every way around DQing a fish.
Yeah,
and because as an angler, I just know how easy it is to make a mistake out there when you're submitting it. I've never been in a situation where I've thought someone was cheating. You know what? I've been lucky to that point. I've just not been in a situation where I felt like somebody was trying to get away with something. I've always thought this is an honest mistake this person's made.
Yeah. And it does. It kills you. And, that's one of the first things Vinny said. He goes, this isn't easy to do. I'm like, oh, I know. So, but luckily, the last couple of years, it's been really good with guys understanding when they do break a rule. They'll get a little heated at first because that's your natural instinct is to be defensive. But, once they realize that, oops, I made that mistake, they kind of chill out and own it. So, and we hate to do it, but if you saw our TD thread, when something comes up like that, it gets lit up because we're all trying to do, like Mitch said, we're trying to say, is there a way we can get around not DQing this, because it sucks.
Well, it's usually everybody's watching. Like everybody's looking at everybody else's fish. So I mean, you as a TD are under the microscope.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I have calls at every tournament like, hey, man, check out fish number 3 for this,
Mm-hmm.
And, I get it. They want it to all be fair. You're fishing for AOI points. You want everything to be correct.
That's right.
Yeah.
You want everything to be kosher with the other guy.
That's right.
Just as it is with you. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because that guy you're trying to beat by that half inch is under the same rules.
Yeah.
Would get the same penalty if he screwed it up. So
that's right.
You got to kind of just, oops, I messed up. I've had some open mouth penalties because I just, you're trying to get that tail to touch the
That's
line.
right. Yeah, you're working on the other end. You're not paying attention to the front end.
And you let the fish go, and you're like, oh crap, mouth's open. So that you end up losing a quarter of an inch, not gaining.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
but as we've seen in the past, as the ones that are cheating get really creative at it.
Oh, they do. Well, they do. Luckily, they generally get caught.
Maybe our guys just aren't as smart or something. I don't know. But hopefully, it's not that. Hopefully, they're just
said
honest.
That, not me.
Well, no questions have been posted in the chat for a while. So
no, it looks like a pretty up to date.
Yep. So if we don't see the anglers again, if we don't see you guys again before Saturday, good luck.
I will do a captain's meeting on Thursday. To briefly go over, and if anyone's got additional questions, hop into that. I'll be giving away the prize for the captain's meeting from Get Outdoors. And taking care of
Another,
any last-minute things.
Another mention worthy place that supports kayakers, even when he doesn't have to, right?
Yeah,
There's just not many places to go buy kayaks, and
Yeah, they're
and
coming
we'll,
regardless.
huh?
They're coming regardless, but
Yeah. I mean, he's going to get the
Yeah.
business, right? He carries lines that a lot of other stores are not carrying, and so people that want those brands are going to him. He's going to get the business, but he rewards loyalty, from us. So
yeah, he's definitely taking care of us pretty good, and he does have some metal. He got the Catch, what are the new boards called? Catch X.
yeah, the
Yeah.
aluminum board. Yep.
Yeah, he's got some of those in now, plus some carbonate boards there. So if you need a catch board, go grab one from Will over there. And he's got the ID holders that go with him. There was something else as a third thing. I'll remember.
Leash.
I don't know. Was it leashes? I know he had like 3 different things he got from Catch. So you get that order in a week or 2 ago. So good deal. And if you get a crack in your kayak, go see them. They fix things too. They don't just sell things. They'll fix it. They'll rig it. They'll do everything. So
Yep.
good deal. All right, fellas, we've been on here for over an hour. I think we've chatted it up enough. And thanks again to On the Water Innovations, Mr. Denny Romero. Appreciate your support. 4-7 Lures Caching.
Bass Trail.
Thank you, sir. And yeah, we'll see you. I'll see some of you on Thursday night, and we'll see the rest of you on Saturday.
Heck
All
yeah.
right, guys.
Looking forward to it, guys.
Everybody be safe.
Be safe. See y'all later.
All right.